नचिकेतसे च Mantra number 3 onwards. येन रूपं रसं गन्धं शब्दान् स्पर्शांश्च मैथुनान् एतेनैव विजानाति किमत्र परिशिष्यते एतद्वैतत् स्वप्नान्तं जागरितान्तं चोभौ येनानुपश्यति महान्तं विभुमात्मानं मत्वा धीरो न शोचति यैमं मद्वदं वेद आत्मानं जीवमन्तिकात् ईशानं भूतभव्यस्य न ततो विजुगुप्सते एतद्वैतत् यः पूर्वं तपसो जातं अद्यः पूर्वमजायत गुहां प्रविश्य तिष्ठन्तं यो भूतेभिर्व्यपश्यत या प्राणेन संभवति अदितिर्देवतामयी गुहां प्रविश्य तिष्ठन्ति या भूतेभिर्व्यजायत एतद्वैतत् अरण्योर्निहितो जातवेदाः गर्भ इव सुभृतो गर्भिणीभिः दिवे दिव ईड्यो जागृवद्भिः हविष्मद्भिर्मनुष्येभिरग्निः एतद्वैतत् In this mantras, this Jeevishwar Aikya, Jeev Brahma Aikya is talked about at different level. First is Swapnantam Jagritam Ishanam Bhutabhavyas, is the Ishvara. Then at Hiranyagarbha Rupa. So, Imam Madhvadam Veda Atmanam Jivamantikat Ishanam Bhutabhavyasya Natato Vijugupsate. Then he says, Yah Purvam Tapaso Jatam Adbhyah Purvamajayata Guham Pravishya Tishthantam Yo Bhutebhir Vyapashyata. So that Bhuta is Hiranyagarbha. Tapasah Jata, Purvam Jata. And then says, Pranena Sambhavati, Aditi. So Hiranyagarbha is both, Pulling, Striling. At Hiranyagarbha level, Taijasa, the individuality is one with him. Now at a Sthul level, he is also one. And we said yesterday that there is a means for Antakaran Shuddhi called as Bhakti. And I said to you that is called as Upasana. Upasana is different from meditation. Sajatiya vritti pravaha rupaha vijatiya vritti rahitaha saguna brahma vishayaka manasa vyapara. Upasana and meditation are both mental activity. But when I say upasana, upasana is a mental activity centered on Saguna Brahma, centered on the form of Ishvara, which is with attributes. Now meditations which are being taught today, they are abstract, some of them. Think of a dot, think of light, be thoughtless, all kinds of meditations are going on. Those meditations do help in a way, to some extent. But that is not Shastra talks about, nor the tradition talks about. Just before 50 years, we didn't know meditation. Because this came with there is a new school of yoga. One is a traditional school of Ashtanga yoga. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. And neo school, modern school, Asana, Pranayama, meditation. This is new school. Asana, Pranayama and only meditation. In between gone. Now when it is this abstract thing, when Ishvara is there in the center, that upasana purifies antakaranam also. It gives you punya karma also. Suppose one meditates thoughtlessness for 2 hours, or sakshi, what the camps are going on. Whole day you sit in a sakshi bhava. You have a back pain, be sakshi. They say that. You are hungry, be sakshi. They talk about that. What kind of sakshi, I don't know. That is, I would call it, as there is a phrase, American phrase, stoning the fellow. You stone the mind, means you make the mind inert. That's it. That cannot be objective of our survival. We exist not to become like that. Bhagavan has given a sensitivity, Bhagavan has given a sentiency, and you cannot have that. It is like saying, because they want to be like that because there is a lot of problem and stress and all that. You get relieved when you become sakshi. It is like, Swamiji, I have migraine headache. Chop the head. It's not a solution. Remove the head. Or there is a joke, This teacher asked in the class, suppose you have some 12 bananas and you want to give 6 each. How will you give? The simple answer was to buy another 6 and give 6 each. So one student said, shoot the kafir. Of the 3, one fellow who is not Muslim, shoot him. You got 6 each. That is simplistic solution, as they call it. Doesn't help. You have to learn to deal with your own mind. The process of human growth doesn't lie in terms of how much money you have or you made, how much name and fame you made, how many Twitter or Facebook followers you have. This is not success. What extent you can manage your mind. You are to what extent you are not the slave of your mind. You are not carried away by your mind. That is a success. So, our rishis talked about upasana. Saguna Brahma means keeping Ishvara in the center. This upasana necessitates certain freedom from Rajoguna. One ought to have a mind which is relatively free from Rajas, which is relatively quiet, relatively contemplative, relatively free from pressure of likes and dislikes. Mind which relatively enjoys solitude, which can sit quiet and do something or nothing, enjoy oneself. That relative quietude is achieved by previous two means of bhakti, which I said, physical karma, home yatra, etc. And indriya karma means stotra part, bhajan kirtan and japa. The support of the body and senses is gone. That means scaffoldings are removed, trapateka. They are gone. You can work only with the mind. Then they start this. And in these upasanas, the varieties of upasanas are talked about in Shastras, in Veda, in Puranas, and in tradition. Parampara, Acharyas have evolved certain upasanas and they do. And as I said, one of them is visualizing the murti, vigraha of Ishvara from top to bottom. Just visualize. Or visualizing some leela, some incident from the life of Krishna or Rama. As a baby Krishna, he has done so many exploits, like stealing the butter, or playing with the cows and teasing the calves, and all things are described in Bhagavatam. These Kathakaras describe very elaborately. So you visualize. What happens? All these make mind focused on Krishna. The purpose of Katha, one of the purpose, is to develop love for your Ishta Devata, whether it is Ramayana or Shiv Purana or Devi Purana or Bhagavatam, whatever. And when there is a love, it is easy to focus the mind. Love becomes a lubricant where mind doesn't have resistance to think about it. Therefore, they call it Prema Lakshana Bhakti. Bhakti which is characterized by love. As such, very definition of Bhakti is what Naradji said. Satvasmin Parama Prema Swarupa Ananya Swarupa Cha Narad Bhakti Sutra. Asmin Paramatmani Parama Prema. Parama means limitless love. Limitless love means unconditioned by time, place and situation. There is love, all right, but when I am dukhi, that love gets stifled. Bhagavan doesn't do properly, like a children. When they are unhappy or mother refuses to give something, I don't like you. They have that audacity to tell sometimes, dad also. Once mother refused 2-3 things, he said, I'm like mother threatening the child. Evening I am going to tell to your dad. He threatened her. Mom, I am going to tell to my dad about you. And the dad came from the office and he wanted to actualize the threat. So he said, Dad, I have something to tell you about Mom. He said, come on, tell me. He just freshened up. See, mom did like this, mom did like this. She's useless, number one. And the last statement was nail in the coffin. I just don't like her. Why can't I have a new mother? He said, Dad, I don't want her. Dad said, I am helpless. I too wish, but I too am fed up with her, but I can't. He said, the children to three things not given, I don't like you, I don't want you. That is not love. Love is there, but immature love. Mature love is whether she gives or not, I love you. So, Parama Prema Swarupa, Prema Lakshana Bhakti, and Ananya Swarupa, that second of this Bhaktas, modern Bhaktas should know. You have to discover Ishvara as Ananya, na Anya, not separate from me. Tesham Gnani Nitya Yuktaha Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate, Udara Sarva Evaiti. Same, the discovery of oneness with Ishvara, whichever form you worship, that is ultimate bhakti. Now, therefore, in Upasana, Prema Swarupa Bhakti is there, but then visualizing Ishvara as different, separate from me. The next step that is therein called as Ahangraha Upasana. Totally identifying with Ishvara. I am that. I am not separate from whom I am meditating upon. Not meditating about whom I am doing upasana. That bhava. And nowadays there is a lot of murti puja and the forms. But as I guess during the Vedic Kala, the life was fairly simple. Life was fairly purposeful in a sense. Only moksha kami. They lived in a simple life. So upasanas are quite abstract compared to what we have. Tad jalan ityupasita, tad vanam ityupasita. And here also, Shruti gives upasana of Virat Purush. You meditate of what? Virat. How? In the form of Agni. You worship Virat, and you do upasana for Virat. In our culture, the fire accompanies Hindu life. There is a beautiful verse in the 3rd chapter. Saha yagnav praja sruštva purovacha prajapati anena prasavishyadvam esha votvishta kamaduk. Human beings, prakarshena jatani, special. Prajaha here means only human being, not any other animals or any other species. Prajapati, creating human being, said he created Agni also for them. So human life is all the way worshipping Yajnas. Even in Brahmacharya ashram, along with Gayatri Upasana, there is Samhita Dahanam, which student daily has to perform. After marriage, one has to daily perform Agnihotra. Then Darshapa Masha, Paurnamasa, Chaturmasya, Amavasya, etc. All depending upon the Tithi, lunar calendar, some yajnas are to be performed. And marriage also is for this ritual. Actually, Patni, grammatically also, the word Patni is derived from the word Pati. Na Adesh, etc. The Panini writes, Patyuhu Nitya Yagna Sanyoge na Adeshasyat. She has to join Pati for Yagna, Nitya Yagna. Rituals. Of course, they create fire That's a different fire they create after marriage. And they are always united with fire. But then that fire is not what Vedas talk about, Traditionally speaking, a grihastha house must have two fires. One is pakashala. You have to cook daily. That fire is there. Even today, even Saurashtra villages, Satam Atham, this Shitla Satam, the previous day of Janmashtami, that's the only day they sort of extinguish fire. Extinguish in a sense, they cover up those charcoal with ashes. The dormant fire is there only on the previous day, and next day onward they start cooking. And if you ask them, when did you get this fire? Every mother-in-law passes that fire to daughter-in-law. Second fire, Pakashalayam, Yagnashalayam. Every home used to have a place for ritual, Yagna. Because Agnihotra is to be done daily. And that fire is there from beginningless time. That father hands over to son, and mother hands over that fire to daughter. Both are not there nowadays, because new fire has come. Gas and all that, So they need not have this combustible thing, wood and all that. Even in US, you don't have to light the fire in wood. Electric furnace is there. It looks like fire, but there is no fire. It heats up the home. That's okay. You see, people hold on to forms. The idea was you should feed people. The idea was that you should eat at home and feed people, that's all. Not that you must have fire. It's of no use. And therefore, Atithi Devo Bhava. And you should eat the freshly cooked food. Stale food is called tamasi kannam. So, Puja Swamiji often used to tell he was born and brought up in a traditional Brahmin Iyengar family, Tamil Nadu. 100% Pakka tradition. And being the eldest son, he has seen all and lived the rituals. Born in somewhere 1915 or something. So, 15 or 10, I guess, 10 it was. Maybe, 1922 or something, whatever, forget it. 28, yes, I am calculating reverse. He was at 84, 28. So he had seen, so when he went to US, first time, to somewhere in 77, 78 or so. And then this lady said, I am going to India. She said, what your husband will do? Then she showed him, this is for 21st, this is for 22nd. They cook and put it in deep freeze. And that fellow has to take out every day's packet. Fixed thali, fixed menu, no change in menu, no change in thali. And I know I don't want to reveal that name because some of you may meet that fellow. Poor lady is over enthusiastic, over protective. So she keeps coming and keeps cooking. He says, sir, you're so kind, you're cooking for me and this, that. It's so nice, I am saved from food from hotels, blah, blah, blah. Moment her plane takes off, the fellow goes to hotel. Suppose she is in India for 1 month, for 25 days she doesn't touch it all. And on the 26th or 27th day, for 2 days he invites friends for party. And disposes of the whole blessed thing. foodie guy comes outside. And she is a kartavyanishta sannari, pativrata sannari. I have to cook for you. All kind of. That fire is Pakashala and Yagnashala. During Muslim rule, when they were cruel towards Hindu, not intolerant, cruel towards the religion, the visible forms vanished. Yajnas or rituals, and then some festivals based on ritual vanished. During 14th century, end of it almost, or even whole beginning, to 16th century, across India, bhaktas came out. Different bhakti sampradaya, modern. Every state had one bhakta who gave some form, but it was not visible. Just wear kanthi, do japa, do this Brahm Sambandha. So only Udaka Kriya, the things to be done with water remain. Fire disappeared in the home. The Muslims, because they used to convert, they used to put extra tax on it. If you are a Hindu, you have to pay this tax, etc. So this went off, and now with urban culture, urbanization, metro life, it is not possible to maintain yajna at home. Especially in a Western country. The siren will blow off and police will come and fire brigade will come. Suddenly we just light. Sometimes you make Gujarati vagar inside, outside. You fry the things, it makes noise. So, this, our ashram, some senior devotees, old devotees would come when Pennsylvania ashram was made. Puja Swamiji had kept them 3-4 rooms where telephone was there. And then they was told, you can call up, and without being told, they were enthusiastically, they want to call home. Now, India code is 91 and 911 is police. Every week they used to come because he'll dial 911. Police will come at 10:30, 11 because they think I can call up. Similarly, when Indian woman goes and fries the thing, starts. So this fire doesn't work. So they have this, they are evolving new form. So if not these two fires, we can create third fire. Both of us, at least some fire should be there in the home. That's all they do. So, Stri marriage is for these rituals. Life is with Agni. Now understand what is Agni. We'll see in this mantra connection. Agni is the first element with form. Akasha is formless. Vayu is formless. But the presence of Vayu is felt. Subtle but felt. As I seeing the leaves moving or feeling at the skin, there is cold wind, etc. And the first, but also doesn't have a form. Vayu doesn't have form. The first form is fire. So Vayu symbolizes subtle, samasti subtle, Hiranyagarbha. And Agni symbolizes Vishwa or Virat Purush. The samasti, that 11th chapter, Virat Purush, is invoked in what? Fire. So the fire worship is there. Nowadays there is a tendency to scientifically justify everything. They don't study Shastra. We do this tikka and then there is a lot of SS come. When you do this tikka, there is this chakra and this chakra is cooled down and this effect happens. And if you have kumkum, this chakra is ignited, it helps in Kundalini Jagrutam, kind of. So, I mean, why should, first of all, that I have to prove that this is scientific, that itself shows that you are under pressure. This is my faith. Scientific or unscientific, this is all it is, full stop. But they want to show off, like those people. Those who have not owned up their riches, they always want to show off. I am so rich, I am so rich, I am so rich. I am connected with some, they will have all fingers with diamonds and necklaces. Not simple thin chain, but a thick chain, like dog's belt. So thick, they have to show it off. They have to throw some names to prove that I am somebody. Why should you? This is what it is, whether you believe or not, or you accept or not, hell I care for. Every religion has something or other. Like when they do namaz, they always face Makkah. That angle they have to put. Why you face Makkah? Then they start saying, there are vibrations. What vibration? It is their belief. That's it. That's over. Why Christians do when they get something? As though the devil is to come and I will be protected. No, this is what they believe. Let them do that form. By those forms they are invoking their Bhagavan. As simple as that. But somehow we Indians are trying, why we wear kundal, why we are doing this, why we do this, everything they try to justify. But not knowing the fact, fire is worshipped as a symbol of Virat, first form. When I worship fire, all forms stands worship. Every given form is what it is because of fire. When the Jivatma leaves the body, within 6 to 8 hours the shape of the body changes. Because fire is gone. Immediately body's shape becomes shapeless slowly and slowly. That is fire. So worshipping fire means worshipping all forms of Ishvara. Ishvara is all form. Same Brahman appears as Ishvara. Same Brahman is Hiranyagarbha. Same Brahman is Virat. And same Brahman is whole Jagat. Ishavasyam idam sarva. Akhila Brahmandama ekatu Sri Hari Jujve Rupa Ananta Bhasa. It is same. So seeking the grace of Vishwarupa Bhagavan. And just by the way, there are 3 popular forms for Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa means total. One is fire. We will see in this mantra. Vishwarupa, second form is Omkar, Japa. When you say Om, all the names are included. All the forms are included by chanting Om. And the third thing is worshipping cows, Gomata. Gomata is a symbol of Virat Purusha, Vishwarupa Purusha. There are glories, stutis in Vedas, which talks about that all devatas are residing in Gomata, in cow. So, that Vishwarupa of Ishvara, to see him in all forms, these eyes cannot see. They are limited. Arjuna had asked for, Bhagavan said, Dadami te divyam chakshu. He wanted to be given a special eyes, special capability to see. And so then he could see. But all don't get those special capabilities. So where to see? Where to see Vishwarup Bhagavan with this charma chakshu, with this ordinary eyes? It is good. And there is a big description which Anga, which Devata recites. But then it is said that Gomutra is Gangaji resides in her Mutra. And the cow dung is Lakshmiji. Therefore, our every ritual we spread cow dung. Otherwise it is fecal matter. It is something inauspicious. It's not good, but cow's dung they spread in a yagna, and every home in South, Karnataka, some village, Tamil Nadu, even Telangana, etc., they do rangoli, but not on the floor. They will smear the floor with a thin layer of cow dung and then do the prayers. Lots of research are also there on cow dung. So dry dung gives you strength and it is anti-atomic and lots of things I have with me. And lots of videos also, because I was one of the team members who initiated awareness about our Deshi cows. Way back in 2008, I was chairman Gujarat chapter and national committee member. Lot of things I've done. But the cow, Gomata is Lakshmi. Gomata is Vishwarup. So therefore, if you do Pradakshina of Gomata, you have done Pradakshina. And the third is parents. That's what Ganapati taught. The story of Ganapati and Kartikeya. You do Pradakshina of whole earth. Ganapati went round with his parents. That's all. And he did. What else can he do? He can't do also. He can't run around. That too is sitting on a rat. He can't. Peacock will run faster, obviously. So people, even traditional people do Pradakshina of Gomata, and when the urine or cow dung is not available, symbolically because tail is always smeared with urine or cow dung. So they take the tail and put on mouth. This common phrase in Gujarati, because it's a Vishwarup. So Agni Upasana is Vishwarup Upasana. Therefore, fire is worshipped. Virat Purush Upasana. And that is that Virat Purush is me. That is called Ahangra Upasana. The refined form, some people have this particular Ishta Devata, Rama or Krishna or whatever, and they do Upasana, I am that, sort of. One with the Ishta Devata. That is okay, but this Ahangraha Vishwarup Upasana is there in Vedas. Okay? Identifying with what you meditate upon, what you do Upasana, as myself. In other words, merging myself into totality. Identifying emotionally, not by knowledge. You are identifying with bhava. And thereby you resolve ahankara. I am not there. I am not nobody. It is that Vishwarupa working through me, etc. And that is why in puja also we have shloka. Deho devalaya prokto jivo devas sanatanaha soham bhavena pujayet Deho devalaya prokto jivo devas sanatanaha. No. So this body is alayam, is temple. Just as in temple, who is at the center? Bhagavan. It's a house of temple. Sorry, house of Bhagavan, not house of temple. The temple is the house of Bhagavan. So this body is temple. In this body I reside. That I am is Shiva. So you worship as though you are Soham Bhavena Pujayet Agnanam Nirmalyam Tyajet, something is there. So when you do that upasana, Soham, I am that, I am that. What is it that is Nirmalya? Nirmalya means that which is offered and removed from the Lord. Or doing puja you get flowers and then put your head. He says by doing such upasana or such puja with this attitude, Agnanam is Nirmalya. Your self-ignorance is gone. Ultimately, identity. But trying to gain identity through bhava. It doesn't work in a way. But that upasana will help. The difference, as I said, is meditation and upasana. Upasana necessitates Ishvara. Upasana necessitates Bhagavan. When Bhagavan is there, either you chant the name of Bhagavan or you meditate on Bhagavan mentally or verbally. That act is an act of worship, and that act removes your papa, gives you punya. When you say japa, so why you say japa, Swamiji? I say, they say, take mantra from me and do japa. No, I will do my own japa. Drum, 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 grum, drum. I can do that. Focus only the thing, I can do all kinds of names nowadays children have. I came across one girl had a name Dimbha. Dimbha. So I will do Dimbha japa. Dimbha, 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 Dimbha. I said, Hidamba or Dimbha? Why Bhagavad Nama? Bhagavan is called Hari. And Bhagavan is called Hara. He is Hari as well Hara. Harati papani iti Hari. Harati papani iti Hara. His job is to remove papas. What is papam? Ultimate papam is Ajnana. And secondary ultimate papam is your likes and dislikes, your subjective values, your attitudes, etc. That subjectivity is papam. Ideas, this is how I should be, this is how the world should be, this is my definition of success, all that is papam. So, ashuddhi, antahkarana ashuddhi is papam. When you chant the name of Bhagavan, he purifies your heart. Srimad Bhagavat Katha. Why should you listen Katha? In the introductory chapters, there is a verse. Pravishya karna randhrena dunoti kashmalam Krishnaha. When you listen Katha, Krishna enters into you. How? Through ears. And what does it do? Dunoti, cleans up kashmalam, the blemishes, the obstacles, the papa at antahkarana. So Bhagavat Nama Smaranam, Shravanam, Kirtanam, etc. helps the cleaning mind also. So cleaning of mind happens by Karma Yoga. Yesterday we discussed at length. Doing your obligatory duty, Nitya Naimitya Karma, with an attitude of Ishvara Arpana Bhava. With an attitude, I am servant of Ishvara. That is one. And this upasana also cleans the mind. When you do abstract, it may give you some concentration. But mind may not become subtle and mind may not become pure. That is required. You need a subtle mind, you need a pure mind, you need a focused mind. Therefore, Bhagavad Nama or Bhagavan form should be involved in meditation, so-called meditation. So, we only had those upasanas and Vishwarup upasana also ultimately. You see him as different, later on see him as oneself. Look at this mantra. Not much time left. Aranyor nihito jata vedha Garbha iva subhruto garbhini bihi Dive diva idyo jagruvat bihi Havishmad bhir manushye bhiraknihi Etadvaitat Aranyor nihito jata vedha Garbha iva subhruto garbhini bihi Dive diva idyo jagruvat bihi Havishmadbhir manushye bhiragnihi Etat vaitat. So he is talking about Jata Veda. Jata Veda is a name of fire. Okay? There are two words, Analaha and Anilaha in all Indian languages. Anila is Vayu. Nilayam means home. Anilayam. Nilayam na vidyate saha anila. Who doesn't have home? Who doesn't stay at one place? Keeps moving. That is Vayu. And some of the boys have the names Anil Bhai. They must be MR for some medical pharmaceutical companies. Every day traveling to doctors. And this medical rep have to travel. So he must be Anila. There is another word, Anala. Anala means alam na vidyate. There is no enough. Alam means enough. Alam na vidyate tasmad anala. That is called fire. Any amount of things you give it to fire, fire never says, oh, my stomach is full. Keeps on devouring. And more you give, more it wants. Suppose you give wood, it will want more. So, there is one word for fire is analaha. And second word is Jata Vedaha. Jatani Veda iti Jata Veda. Fire is someone who knows all that is born. Jatani Veda. Jata Veda. How do you say all that is born is known to fire? Why? How come fire knows everything? The answer is any form. Something is born means the form is born. Nothing is born as such. New form is born. Every form is possible because of fire. Agni is a first rupa. And it gives a rupa, means form, to everything else. And once you take out that form, fire, it loses the form. Therefore, Jata Veda is fire. Okay? And he says you have to protect the fires Karmakandis also protect the fire. They have to protect. Nowadays this closed, especially in America, they have closed Yajnashala. Glass wise, and because you can't have fire. If it is like this, and suppose there is a windstorm, fire will get extinguished. So fire is to be protected. And fire of Upasana also is to be protected. And that protected fire is you. That means Virat Purush is you. Last two mantras, he talked about Hiranyagarbha being one with Jiva at certain level. Now gross level he says, you are that fire. Okay? We'll see this mantra in the evening. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Janati Kimatra Parishishyate Etadvaitat Swapnantam Jagaritantam Chobhau Yenanupashyati Mahantam Vibhumatmanam Matva Dhiro na Shochati Etadvaitat Ya imam madvadam veda Atmanam jivamantikat Ishanam bhuta bhavyasya Natato vijugupsate Etadvaitat Yah purvam tapaso jatam Apurvam adbhyah purvamajayat Pravish guham pravishya tishthantam Yo bhute bhirvyapashyat Etadvaitat Ya pranena sambhavati Aditir devata-mayi Guham pravishya tishthantim Ya bhute bhirvyajayat एतद्वैतत् अरण्योर्निहितो जातवेदाः गर्भ इव सुब्रतो गर्भिणीभिः दिवे दिव ईड्यो जागृवद्भिः हविष्मद्भिर्मनुष्येभिरग्निः एतद्वैतत्. Here in this mantra, teacher talks about how one should do upasana and how one should perform karma. Both the things are talked about. You might have heard Jnana Karma Samuchaya, that you perform both certain rituals and certain upasanas both. These different lokas that are achieved as a result of your karma, the actions. One is the karma only, if one performs only karmas like punya karmas, etc., one goes to heaven. But beyond Swarga also there are lokas. To go there, certain upasanas are necessary. So both the things are talked about here. But here objective is not to go to different loka. Which loka will you go? Objective is to meditate upon that karma as well as upasana. I mean to think of it as Brahman, and that is me. That is Virat and individual Aikyam he is talked about. He says Jata Vedaha. Jata Vedaha means that fire. Which fire? The fire which is there, Aranyoho Nihitaha. Aranyo Nihitaha Jata Veda. That's a word. Aranyo Nihitaha is an adjective. The fire that is hidden, you can say. Nihita means is present or potential between two arnis. I will explain the word arni. Arni, aranyo, dvivachan. Between the two arnis. That fire is dive diva idyaha, is carefully worshipped. Daily it is worshipped. By whom? Jagruvadbihi manushyebihi havishyadbihi havishyatmadbihi manushyabihi. Okay? So the person havishyadbihi, those who are committed to havisha, yagna yagadi, those who are committed to ritual, and those who are jagruvat means they are alert, apramattaha. Alert people protect the fire that is hidden between the two arnis. And how they protect? Garbha iva subrutaha garbhini bihi. Just as the fetus is protected by a woman who is pregnant. Garbhini bihi. Antarvartini garbha. Antarvartini bihi, who carries a fetus in her womb, then she protects the fetus. Like that, these fellows protect the fire. That is the tatparya. Okay? Traditionally, before performing the ritual, the fire is lit. There is an instrument called arni. There are two balls in between hollow, like this. And then there is a rod in between. The two balls are pressed, one from top, another from down. Between the rod is churning rod. With the rope it is churned. And the churning produces fire. You might have seen yajna when they perform, they take out the fire. That fire is taken on a cow dung and then put it into the place of ritual, not simply with a matchstick. That was a tradition. That fire is called Jata Veda. Any fire is Jata Veda. Jatani Veda iti Jata Veda. Okay? So they invoke fire for yajna. And that fire is a symbol, as I said in the previous class, is a symbol of what? Virat. As I said, they put some cotton, the cotton catches fire, and then they put it on cow dung, and the cow dung is placed in the Vedi, where the ritual is performed. And then they do then the fire, yajna takes place. While lighting a fire, and when the fire is lit, they have to protect it very, very carefully. Those days, Yagnashalas were in open. They didn't have cement concrete houses or glass houses with the exhaust fan. So fire will go out, and that was not there. So they protect that. And Virat, that fire is called Virat. So the Rupa and Ranga, the form and color, is because of fire. So fire is a symbol of Virat Purusha. As I told you, the previous mantras talked about Hiranyagarbha. That Brahman, which is in the form of Hiranyagarbha, means Samasti Sukshma Sharira, all subtle bodies. The first subtle expression, total subtle expression. And the fire is called, is total gross expression, symbol of the gross expression. Now, it is done at 3 levels. This is called Virat Upasana also. 2 levels. Adi Yagna, Adhyatma and Adi Bhautika. See, when we talk of Shanti, 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 we seek peace, peace and peace. It is not just repetition, emphasizing I want. We seek removal of obstructions of 3 types. Shastric language we say Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika and Adhyatmika. Adi Daivika means from divine forces, from natural forces like rain and wind and earthquake and all that. May such obstructions do not come in our life. Adi Bhautika, obstruction caused by Bhutas, other beings, other people, sentient people. There may be animals or human beings. So obstruction from what is available here in this world, whom we know, we perceive. And the last one is Adhyatmika, obstructions from myself, subjective. That is 3 levels. So this Virat Upasana at Adi Bhautika, at this level, is ritual, physical rituals that you perform, yajna yagadis. So, it is called Arani Manthan, churning off that Arani. I told you 2 cups like this are kept here, wooden cups, and in between a rod. And that is rolled out with a rope, and the move is so fast that just by process of friction, it catches fire, it creates fire. That fire, because of friction between the danda, the rod, and those cups, is born in the form of some sparks to begin with. Then taken in a cotton and pursued through cow dung, ultimately to Yajnashala. That needs to be protected. That is a fire. This is called Adi Bhautika Virat Purush. So every fire in the ritual is nothing but Virat Purush, what we talk, Ishvara as a total. Now at Adhyatmic level, at subjective level, at my level, people do Upasana, looking upon the fire as manifestation of Virat Purush. And they do Upasana. This is called Havishmadbihi, the ritual. You know, Jata Veda, the mantra, Havishmadbihi Jagruvadbihi. These people protect this fire by how? By offering oblations. Ajya Adibihi. Ajya means ghee. You offer ghee or offer sesame seeds or offering rice or something, whatever the Shastra has prescribed, by Ahuti Dravya, by all the materials which are used for oblations. Through that fire is protected, and they have to be very alert. Jagruvadmi. Now these Upasakaha, as I said, for a want of the word, I will say meditator. Okay? Meditator usually are not prepared to meditate. Meditators is more important than meditation. If meditator is not ready, it is not meditation, it is meditation. M-A-D-I. And this M-A-D-I, mad, means different in America and different in India. In India, you say mad means a psychic fellow. In American jargon, he went mad. That means angry fellow. So if you are not ready to meditate, some people, when they get out of meditation, they are angry, excited. So it is meditation. Okay? So this meditator visualizes fire in the heart. That Jata Veda. Virat Purush as the self. Virat is not different from me anymore. Okay? And what is the oblations? That fire in the Vedi, in the ritual place, physical, is protected by ghee, etc. The viscous things that you offer, sesame seeds or what you did today. This is protected by Shraddha and Bhakti. Okay? That is an offering to protect the fire. So, their Havishmadbihi word, those who are committed to do Havish, Yajna, is to be interpreted what? Dhyana Bhavana Vadbihi. Those who are endowed with Dhyana Bhava, means meditativeness or committed to meditation by those people, or in other words, those who have meditative disposition. And for those, meditation is natural, not forced meditation. Very beautifully described in one text by Ramana Maharshi called Upadesha Saram. How is the meditation? How should be the meditation? Ajyadharaya srotasa samam sarala chintanam viralataf param bheda bhavana asau bheda bhavana bhavashunya. It is said like the flow of oil. When you flow one oil from one vessel to another, it is unbreakable. Any viscous material, if you pour properly, the flow doesn't break. So a meditation which is not breaking, that is Ajyadharaya, ghee, nidhara. And srotasasanam, just this, you may have a continuous meditation. Your disposition is so meditative that you meditate continuously. But then it should be natural also, not by will. Like the flow of the water of the rivers, it naturally comes down, naturally it goes to ocean. That is srota sasamam. That should be the meditation. So, dhyana bhavana vadbihi, those who are endowed with a dhyana bhava, who have meditative disposition, what kind of meditation, what kind of upasana should be? It should be continuous and effortless. In other words, meditation or upasana is not an action to be performed, that is something which you look forward to do. There is no pressure to perform. I always want to sit for meditation. Like you love that action, that is meditative. So, that Jataveda inside, in the heart, that they imagine a fire flame, that is symbol of, that is called Vishwarup Upasana. That is called Virat Upasana. The meditation on fire. That's why you will find many people talking about fire, Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti. Think of Jyoti. This word Jyoti in Gujarati and all other languages is feminine. Some girls have the name Jyoti. But in Sanskrit, the word Jyoti is a neuter gender. So they have given a neuter gender name to female, anyway, whatever it is. And that there is a Jyoti for woman and Jyoti for men also. I know one of my old students in Ahmedabad, husband's name is Jyoti and wife's name is Jyoti also. Both are Jyotis. And they have produced 2 more Jyotis. The children also, Jyoti means light also, so they have given such names, light. Anyway, in both, the Jyoti word doesn't apply either to male or female, it's a neuter gender word. Anyway, so they meditate on fire, Virat Purush. How? Ahangraha Upasana. I am that. I am not separate from Virat. And that Upasana, meaning thereby I merge my individuality into truth. That is Virat Upasana. How do they do? What is the offering? That is Adi Yagnaha. At the ritual level, it is Adi Bhautika, physical Upasana. At this, the fire in the heart is called Adhyatmika, Aikya. And then, so Adi Bhautika Rupena Eva Virat, Adhyatmik Rupe also Virat. From the standpoint of view of Bhutas, beings is Virat, that is a fire. From standpoint of individual also it is Virat. So I am Virat, not separate from Virat. And how they worship? Garbha iva garbhini bihi. And this is Subrutaha garbha iva garbhini bihi. Garbhini means a woman who is pregnant. So, garbhini bihi. So, that garbhini means the woman who is pregnant, antarvartini bihi. Inside she holds garbha, means fetus. She carries a fetus. Then, how she protects? She has to be very careful about what she eats, what not she eats, how she moves, how doesn't she move, where she goes, where doesn't she go, what she sees, etc. Annapanadina rakshitaha. Katvamla tikshna ityadi bhojanena rakshitaha. Shankaracharya right. Tikakara lies. Agarhita annapana. Garhita means forbidden. Garhita means censured. Garhita means that which is not to be done. So she will not eat those food which is not to be eaten. Doctor, prohibited by doctor. She lives, in one word, she lives a very alert life. It is one kind of upasana, meditation. Always thinking of the embryo. Her mind is there only all the time. And she is always reminded of that baby that is there in her womb, you know. Similarly, she has to give up all her pleasures, whatever she likes to do, whatever she likes to go, she lives a very disciplined life. So the yogi, meditator also should live a disciplined life. That is what Upma is, Garbhini Bihi. She gives up those food. So yogi also needs to give up those karma. Adharma karma is never performed by these meditators. They live a life, not only disciplined life, the time other than they are meditating. They don't perform those karmas which are not approved by Shastra, not proper. So it is very important. Don't think they are two different compartments. I can live the life that I want to live and I can meditate. And that's not possible. Meditator must have not only disciplined life, but life within the boundaries of dharma, boundaries of proper, improper. That is why there is Yoga Shastra. Patanjali Yoga is Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. They talk nowadays asanas and then pranayama, not pranayama, asanas. It is asana, not asanas. So they do that, and rest of the limbs of Patanjali Yoga are mental. Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. But what is the foundation? Yama and Niyama. Yamayati means withdraws or controls. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Aparigraha, Brahmacharya. Why you have to say? See, anything you are told not to do, these are all not to do. Ahimsa, don't do himsa. Satya, it is not that we are asked to speak truth. You don't have to speak truth. You stop speaking untruth, you will start speaking truth. The Satyam Vada, the definition is Andruta Varjitam Satyam Vada. Make sure Andruta Varjitam Yathartha Bhashanam Satyam. What is the truth? True to what it is and devoid of andruta. Andruta means asatyam, devoid of lie. Any kind of lie. No shade of lie. Like Yudhishthira had spoken lie. In the battle he was asked, Ashwathama hataha? Is that Ashwathama killed? He said, Ashwathama hataha. Narova kunjarova najana. There was an elephant who was also named as Ashwathama. And there was a person, the son of Drona, who was also Ashwathama. They wanted to demoralize Dronacharya. He was so attached to his son that they wanted that once he comes to know that his son is dead, he will give up fighting. And it happened, he gave up. And very next moment, Drishtadyumna, Draupadi's brother, chopped off his head and killed him. He was cursed also. Drishtadyumna and Draupadi, they were brother and sister. Their name, original name is Yagnasena, Yagnaseni. They were born out of a ritual, special ritual. Their father performed, who was defeated by Drona Shishya Arjuna, but he knew the kingpin is Drona ultimately, who made me humiliate. So he had no grudge against Arjuna, he had anger against Dronacharya. So he said, I want somebody who can kill Drona. That's how this Ashwatthama, this Drishtadyumna was born. So there was a shade of lie. Naro, Naraha means human being, Kunjaraha means elephant. Va means or. Naro, Va, Kunjaro, Va. Either a man or elephant, Najara. But the trick came, it was planted. All pushed Yudhishthira to do this. Dronacharya trusted Yudhishthira. He will tell the truth. So he heard the rumor, Ashwatthama hata, Ashwatthama killed. So he got so frightened. There was a Mahabharata inside, emotional and cognitive. Cognitively he thought that my son is very valiant and those guys cannot kill him. It's not possible, but then it might be true. So emotionally he was so attached, so he went, let me ask to Yudhishthira. He came to ask. Now we have to imagine the situation. Those time wars were physical, not missile war, button war. Today, war is only button war. There is no physical war. And all the way reverse. Those days when the war used to, across the world, in Japan also, this Kyoto, the palaces are there and king's swords and battles are there. King used to go and fight. So the rule was the king or the commander-in-chief of the army will be the first one, single person. Like Prime Minister walks, everybody walks behind. That protocol is there. And the Modi goes to temple, nobody can walk with him. So he will walk like this. He will walk with a weapon and fight. And nowadays, absolutely ulta, reverse. Chief of the army never goes to border. He sits in air-conditioned cabin in capital. And the king, the prime minister or the president is never equipped to fight. Think of Biden going for a war. At least Donald Trump can make something because of mindset. Trump cannot do anything. Fellow can't stand. He falls down while climbing the stairs. He falls down while driving bicycle. And then walking also sometimes he falls down. And sometimes he tells his daughter as wife and wife as daughter what he will fight. They are not equipped. At least he is little better. We had Manmohan Singh. My God. He can fight, but will not fight till Madam tells. And Madam will not come there to tell. He will wait. And then he will be hurt. Then he will come back for medication. Madam will say, why did you fight? Madam, you did not tell me to fight, so I did not fight. There was a joke there. He went for some tooth treatment. So doctor said, open the mouth. Hold on, connect to madam. I have to ask, can I open the mouth? The king of a country, the ruler, is not equipped. They are now strategists. War is nothing but strategy. And the one who has a better weapons, powerful button, and who have stealthy buttons, that wins, that fellow, that country wins the war. No more physical valor is necessary to win the war. Not at all necessary. Those days they were in a chariot in the battlefield with so much of noise, all shouting. They were grieving. Somebody is hurt, he will also be grieving with the noise. And all noise of the weaponry going on, and Dronacharya's chariot would be little away, and he will shout, Yudhishthira! Shout something like that. It was there, expected. We hardly heard that Ashwatthama hataha, hataha Ashwatthama. He just said this much. When he started the second half, though Yudhishthira told the truth with a shade of lie, he knew it was only elephant that was killed. But he was asked to say, Narova Kunjarova Najana. I don't know whether man or an elephant. He was asked to tell. So by the time he started that second half of the statement, Bhima had plotted. All those fellows who were moving with him were told to make noise. The second half was not heard by Dronacharya. So, Andruta Varjitam Satya. Yathartha Bhashana. True to what it is. You tell. In fact, we don't have to speak truth. When you practice speaking truth, you have to practice speaking and stop speaking untruth. That's all. So there is a tendency to tell untruth. Therefore Shastra says Satyam Vada. Asteya, not stealing. There is a tendency to steal. You may not steal any vastu nowadays. But people steal the credit. People steal the yasha. They want to do. Brahmacharya, in Brahmacharya means withdrawal from sense indulgence. So this yama is told because there is a tendency to do. So they say don't do. Niyama, these are things to be done because tendency not to do. So this yama niyama is ethical foundation for any mental activity. What is mental activity? Pratyahar, dharana, dhyan and samadhi. Today people find meditation is very difficult. You have to practice and very problem, and invariably when you have question answer, this question comes, Swamiji, when I meditate my mind goes here and there as though it is going that time only. It is going otherwise also. You are not noticing, that's all the difference is. While meditating you recognize this is a problem. Problem is there. Like sometimes when you do certain exercise, then you recognize, I think I have some problem in the back, or this TMT, treadmill test. There are blockages, something comes then. So, coming back to this, that this yamaniyamas gives you a composure, personality which is together. Person with a mind, it gives you a mind which is together and quiet, relatively relaxed, relatively free. And the nature of yama niyama is, if you follow one, automatically rest will be followed. When you start speaking truth, asteya will come, brahmacharya will come automatically. Ahimsa satya. Then your mind is with you. You become a master of your mind, not slave of the mind. And classic example of this is our Mahatma Gandhi. If you see him meditating, some position, Gandhiji with closed eyes. Though Gandhiji was known for his 3 monkeys. He had 3 monkeys. One monkey putting like this, one monkey doing like this. I think hearing or talking, 3 monkeys. 3, 1, 2, 3. Eyes were closed by monkey, mouth is closed and ears are closed. Means don't see bad things, don't speak something improper, and don't listen those. And they are with the closed eyes. Swamiji used to say, if you find a meditative monkey, it is a psychic monkey. It cannot be normal monkey. Monkey has to be restless. How can you have meditative monkey? But Gandhiji had the monkeys. And human mind in our languages is compared with a monkey, restless mind. Though Gandhiji had monkeys, but his mind was not monkey mind. Quiet, because he lived a life of Satya and Ahimsa. This ethical foundation is very important for any kind of spiritual life. In other words, if I use the proper word in Sanskrit, dharmik jivanam, dharmic life is foundation for adhyatmic life. Dharma means samanya dharma. This is a universal dharma, that I don't do this and I do this, common sense, ethics. And dharma also means duty, vishesh dharma, what I ought to do, with depending upon the position and connection in my role, what role playing, contributory actions. So this yogi, the woman who carries a fetus, she has to live a disciplined life. She has to say no to herself. For certain things she may feel like eating. Certain things she may feel like doing. But then she has to say no. Don't do that. And she feels like doing certain things, not doing certain things. She may not like to eat certain things, but she has to say, yes, this is what I have to do. So very life of dharma. With reference to food, she has a special diet, that is dharmic diet. Dharmic means something which is proper and something which is improper in that stage of life. So, proper, improper is there in the life of yogi. Okay? Annapanadina, she has to, about food, eating and drinking. When it is said annam, it includes any kind of sensual perception also. Seeing, listening, all things she is forbidden. Not to watch those movies where there is a fear and murder, violence and all that, etc. So she lives a special dharmic life. So yogi also must live what? Dharmic. Yogi has to give up adharma. Means meditator must be free from adharma. There's giving example, and to what extent you have to be very alert. Like a woman who is carrying a fetus, a pregnant woman, that she inadvertently also will not do anything. Not to give a chance to herself to do something by mistake. Similarly, we have to be very careful. Yogi must live a life of dharma. So, havishmat bihi, dhyana bhavana bihi, and this is for meditator. For the person who is committed to ritual, this mantra, Deve Jagruvatbihi, therefore Jagruvatbihi, Havishmatbihi. Havishmatbihi means offerers, oblations, who are offering oblations. So there is a yajna in ritual, they have to keep offering oblations so that fire doesn't get extinguished. You see, this was a small yajna. When they do big yajnas, because when you offer ahuti, oblation, it must go to the fire that is well lit. Then you say swaha, that means you are offering to fire, that is Virat Purusha. So sometimes when the final offering comes, especially in south, and if it's a big yajna, Lakshmi or something, Devi yajna, they offer clothes, they offer sindoor, all kinds of things, and with a full plate. So they make sure that fire is well lit. That is Havisha they offer. They put more extra wood, they put more extra ritual, and they know how to arrange. So whatever is ultimately offered gets burnt out. So through Havisha, through offerings, this people committed to Virat Purush, physical Virat Purush, by Adibhautika, Yajna Karta, they protect that fire by offering, Havishmat. People who was doing Adibhautik Virat Upasaka, they protect that fire by offering of what? Shraddha and Bhakti. And how much they have to protect? How do they protect? They both of them protect the fire like a woman who is pregnant. She protects the garbha. So, apramattaha sanna rakshati. She is free from any pramada. So, Adi Daivika is Virat. Adi Bhautika is also Virat Purusha. And Adhyatmika also is Virat. Etad Vaitat. This is what, O Nachiketa, you had asked for. That Satyam, that which is beyond Kala, beyond cause effect, etc., that is this. That means that Virat Purusha is you, and that Virat is Brahman. Virat is Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is Ishvara. Ishvara is Brahman. Another reverse cycle, proper cycle, that Brahman itself is or becomes as though becomes Ishvara. That Ishvara as though becomes Hiranyagarbha. That Hiranyagarbha as though becomes Virat, and that Virat as though becomes I. Adibhautika. Meditator for this So that is called, that is the word Adhyatma Jyotihi. Jyotir Brahma, etc. People talk about this, but it is for Upasana. Upasana is to gain Antakarana Shuddhi and Ekagra. Ultimately you have to gain that. And it is not an end in itself. You have to gain the self, realize. Even at the physical level, I am not separate from Virat Purusha. At the level of consciousness also I am one with it. At the level of mind, physio-psycho complex. At the level of psycho, I am also one with Ishvara, who is Hiranyagarbha. And the physical level, physio level, I am one with Virat. And that Virat is Brahman. And what you had asked for, that is this. Etat vai tat. This indeed is that. What it is this indeed that. This Virat Purush is Brahma. Dive diva idyaha. And idyaha means worship. Stutya. So they do propitiate. The physical yajna kartas, the people who perform ritual, they propitiate that Virat. Upasakas also propitiate that Virat here. That which is in the form of Atma Jyotihi. So Stutyaha. Idyaha means Stutyaha. Idyaha means Dive Diva Idya. Daily it is worshipped. Daily it is revered sort of. Dive Diva Idyaha. Vandyaha. By whom? Karmibihi yogibhischa. By people who are doing karma, yajna yagadi, and yogis. Yogis means upasakaha. Modern word is meditators. Those who are meditators, they also propitiate this yajna, where yogibhischa adhare means hridaye. Hridaye. Hridaya is a seat of aham. So Virat is looked upon as aham. I told you earlier, don't think it is on the right heart. This is left is the physical heart, then this is right heart. Or don't think that Ishvara, Virat is inside. So don't go for operation to give darshan to doctor. This doesn't work that way. It is adhyasa. Deliberate. Upasana is always adhyasa. You look in a pratima, in an idol, Ishvara, whatever is Ishtadeva. So this is Adhyasa. So therefore he says, Yogi Bihischa Hridayan. How they are? Jagravad Bihi, Jagranashilavad Bihi, Apramataihi. They are very alert to do this upasana. In other words, alert to their mind, alert to their deeds. They don't perform any action, improper action, much less they ever entertain such thoughts, ityadi. Rajyadi madbihi dhyana bhavana vadbhischa avishmadbihi ajyadibihi. Not Rajya, ajyadibihi. The Havishmadbihi, those who are performing ritual, they alertly protect fire by offering oblations. In yogi, protect this Virat Purusha by meditation, constant meditation, and meditation coupled by Shraddha and Bhakti. Love. I told you other day, the purpose of all Puranas is to invoke love about your upasya. When there is a love, mind gels with it. Mind effortlessly focuses on the beloved, on the object of love. So it helps in meditation. Here they had love for meditation because mind is quiet. So therefore he says, Dhyana bhavana vadbihi yogibihi ajyadibihi. So they protect these meditators, upasakas, protect that fire of upasana by dhyana bhavana, constantly meditative attitude. So, one more thing here. Maintaining meditative attitude necessitates meditative life also. It is like if you want to love somebody, they say love thy neighbor as yourself. To love somebody, you should be basically a loving person. Correct? If you are Mr. Majakna, Mr. Fighter, you cannot love people. There are some people who want to fight, to prove I am right, everybody is wrong. I know some of them. I mean, manufacturing defect, tremendous defective pieces and harmful pieces, defective and harmful to society. They just blow out the things out of proportion. Issues unnecessary. They create hype and fight and all kinds of things. Such person cannot meditate. They cannot love. To love somebody, you should be a loving person. To give something to somebody, you should be basically a giver. There are people who are givers, they just give away. And then, because they are basically giver. So also to meditate, you should be meditative person. Correct? If the person is cantankerous, person always loves to hear, censure some ill things about others. He likes to listen. Gossip guys, they cannot meditate. So, what is meditative person? Is that to be a meditative person, you should live meditative life also. People, see this whole confusion. There is a confusion. What? They say, if I meditate in the morning, then my whole day I am quiet. No. How much do you meditate? Half an hour. 1 hour. No. If you are meditative for 23 hours, then you will meditate 1 hour. Not otherwise. Nowadays everybody thinks I meditate in the morning to feel quiet. What do you feel quiet? There is no meditation. You have to live a meditative life. And that is called Jagravati. You have to be very alert about all that you do is done within the boundaries of Dharma, boundaries of do's and don't. I never perform any improper action. That life is necessary. That is to be protected. You have to protect your meditation. Therefore, our yogis, those days, they went to forest and live in seclusion. This fellow is in stock market and want to make Kundalini Jagrutam. How is Kundalini will become Jagrutam? You cannot awaken Kundalini in making stock market, always watching plus minus this, that. You only need a wife to Kundalini Jagrutam, but it doesn't work. She will make all Jagrutam. Anyway, so, apramattehi, yogi vihi, the lifestyle. So, that pregnant woman has a lifestyle born out of her alertness. She is very conscious what eat, what not, etc., etc. So what to do, what not to do, they have to live very alert. So lifestyle is more important than you meditate. Exactly like a student. In this 12 months, he just reads, studies 15 days of exam. All those 15 days he reads. So other 11 and a half months, he is partying over, making merry, enjoying with the friends. Do you think he can perform well in exam? Certainly not. Students should be studious. If you have lived a studious life for 11 and a half months, then you can be studious for next 15 days. And then you can perform well. Now double the figure. 11 and a half into 2 is 23, and half into 2 is 1. So to 1 hour meditation, you have to have 23 hours of meditative life. Jagravadbihi, apramatyabihi, avishmadhyana bhavanavadbihi. Constantly you live a meditative life, manushyabihi. Then you have to protect. Etad vaitat, this is what you had asked for. And there is still one upasana of Virat and Hiranyagarbha he talks about. We'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Namudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Adneti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. No questions? So there is one.
Well, I think yesterday we answered what pending.
No question.
I have a question. I just didn't get a chance to write.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, after class this afternoon, talking about Vipassana, and thinking about it, it seems to me that everywhere in the Shastra, there's something to be said about how to live.
There is
About how to live.
how to live, yeah.
And the 6th chapter of the Gita is meditation. And I was thinking about that and thinking, well, that's kind of a distraction, because meditation, upasana, as you were laying it out, is throughout the entire Shastra. And that informs us how to become the meditative person that we seek to be. So then I was in my head, and a little bit of writing on paper, I was going to the task of thinking about everywhere that I know in Shastra that would lead to laying out a path for, just specifically saying, if I want to embody this meditative person, where in Shastra would I look specifically? And for me, as a teacher, that would be really helpful. So then I was thinking of asking you, to like codify that, like go here, 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 because there's so many places to go.
True, Shastra is full of guidelines of how to live. And it is equally true, as I mentioned, most of the people ask how to meditate. This is a wrong question. It is like asking Swamiji, how to audit the accounts of a company. First, whether I would like to know whether you are a chartered accountant or not. You are asking how to operate a patient, whether are you a doctor. Similarly, to be a meditative person is more important than meditation itself. One thing, and little elaborate answer to your question. Shastra is full of Yoga Shastra. That's two subjects of Gita. Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastra. See, knowledge is immediate. There is no Kala Vyavadhana. Means you operate the means of knowledge, and after some time you gain knowledge. That's not the case. Your ears are open, and I am talking. Right there and then you know what I have talked. It is not like TV debate, Indian TV debate. The fellow speaks, and after 3 seconds, you hear the voice. It's slow. That's not the case. So you open the eyes and you see the form and a color immediately. That is why you are able to drive in India. Because some scooter comes and some cycle wala comes and nothing is there, some dog will come. So your reflexes should be sharp. But then recognition should take place first. Reflex is to act. Knowledge is necessary. So Brahman is immediate. They are all Mahatmas. Don't know Brahman, therefore they complicate. See, this is another confusion. Knowledge is very difficult. Who said so? And now they say bhakti is simple. Nonsense. You do japa for 5 minutes, you will know what is bhakti. You can't concentrate. He starts with Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, 3 mantras and gone. Bhakti is not simple. To do bhakti, you need again certain infrastructure here. Simplest is knowledge, and most difficult is knowledge. 2 things required, in absence of which knowledge is most difficult, in presence of which knowledge is most simple. Extreme. There is no in between in knowledge. And most of them don't have these 2 things, so they say, oh, Vedanta is difficult, knowledge is difficult. Yoga will say yoga is simple. Bhakti fellows will say Bhakti is simple. Karma Yoga will say Karma Yoga is simple. But everybody blames knowledge. That's not true. If you are ready, knowledge is simple. And if you love, it is simplest. Remember your school days, primary, secondary, not higher secondary, secondary school days. We had homework to do. Out of 8 periods, 6 periods were academic, 2 were extra curricular, either drawing or PT or something like that. So out of the 6, 3 or 4 minimum would give homework. And as a children, not only homework but going to school itself we didn't like. Homework is out of issue. Because there was no so much pressure as modern kids or as these kids have had it. We used to come home and throw the bag and go out and play. Whole evening was meant for us. Morning 10 o'clock is the school, you finish it off in 1 hour and that's it. We had a time. We were not deprived of our childhood in terms of education, academic pressure. Now, I still remember everybody, at least couple of my friends, boys are friends in the school, at least one guy. One subject I hated most, 2 in fact, but one of them had no much homework. One was drawing. I hardly used to pass out in drawing because I follow Gandhiji's principle from childhood. So I have taken up Gandhiji's virtues. His handwriting were very bad. So I didn't like drawing. Never improved. And second was subject which I most disliked. I was so happy when it was said that next year you don't have this. That was history. Social science, history, geometry and civic science. Geometry was okay. Geography. Civic science was okay, but history I just didn't like. Because Indian history school is full of Mughal history and British. The atrocities they did on us. And they will ask, when did Babur put his first foot in India? Which year? When Humayun or Shahjahan was born, you have to write the year. I used to wish he was not born. His mother had a miscarriage. These idiots should not have been born. And when Babur put Gujarati, first lake, in English there is no phrase, but in Gujarati, Pehlo pag kya re mukhyo, kya mukhyo. So where did he enter first? And which year? That's a translation. But they say fit. When did he put his feet? I used to feel why there was nobody to break his foot. Somebody should have finished it. I didn't like. Because it created a sense of wretchedness, helplessness, very ill feeling. So children develop negativity by studying this history. I never liked. So history homework was the last thing to do. And that too I will come in a school and copy paste with a friend. He somehow loved history. I was mathematics lover. So whenever there was, generally last period is free, some time. So I used to finish maths homework in the school. That's only I loved. Homework would finish maths first. And that fellow used to finish history. Now, there were some guys who loved Hindi. They would finish Hindi first. There were some guys who did Gujarati. They finished Gujarati. Some loved geometry. They finished geometry like that. For me, maths was simple. Not difficult. Because fundamentals were clear. I was ready. Every grade, I was ready for maths. I was adhikari. 6th grade, when I came in, my maths up to 5th was clear fundamentals. I enjoyed 8th, 7th, 6th, etc. Somehow he had been weak in the maths, so he didn't like it. History I didn't like because of my psychic background. That was my personal issue. So when you love the subject and when you are ready to learn, it is simple. Maths I never had to repeat it again. And there are guys who did PhD in history. They loved it. Knowledge is simple if you are ready for it. So, and you love it. And if you understand, you just but love knowledge. You have no option but to fall in love with it. Why? Knowledge is Ishvara Swarupa. Ishvara is Pragnanam Brahma, Chidananda, Chit Swarupa. That Chit is Ananda. So knowledge always gives Ananda. And more happiness you have, more you love it. Happiness is love, and love is happiness. You love somebody with whom you are happy. You don't love somebody with whom you are unhappy. I love you because you give me a lot of dukkham. Nobody says so. I love you because you make me happy. That's it, same. So love and happiness are synonymous. And they both manifest when the knowledge manifests, because knowledge is Ananda, Ananda is knowledge. Vidyanande Brahmananda. That Archimedes, our story, that Archimedes who discovered that fellow came out in a birthday suit. He just lost Dehatma Buddhi. He didn't even recognize that I am mad. The joy. Every scientist, every research guy, they will not be interested in worldly pleasures, going to movie and cosmetics and nothing. I know in Ahmedabad there is a ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, very prime institute for space. The head of the ISRO, I know him well, and he comes to me, and hardly he comes but 3-4 months, but then comes and I go. That fellow comes to office at 9:30 and goes back home after 1:30 p.m. a.m. not p.m. a.m. Comes at 9:30 a.m. goes back at home at 1:30 a.m. minimum, sometimes 2:30. They are given special security because scientists, America and Russia skilled so many Indian scientists, especially research scientists. I mean, that is what's said, but they somehow were found dead, so many fellows. He is a master, fit to be head of Indian ISRO. And this Chandrayaan, it landed on the moon, he had a major role. And he took me, I saw 2 hours demo, all digital, and I moved around. Somehow he was kind enough to take me around. And the special cameras that he has been developed by him, his team. So he doesn't need to go to movie. He doesn't need to have cosmetics. If you look at him, you would feel he must be some clerk in government office. His shoes, his clothes, his look, he would look blank to us. He doesn't go to parties. He doesn't want his name in the newspapers. Nothing. Why? There is a fulfillment in knowledge. Because happiness is fulfillment. All research guys, these pharmaceutical companies makes billions of dollars. But their R&D chief has no share. He's paid. He may be paid $800,000 or $900,000 or $1 million a year, but the company will make billions. He doesn't care. So, knowledge is simple and immediate. In absence of that preparedness, Shastra knows, people will not know, seekers. So they emphasize on and on the means. These Puranas and Ramayana Mahabharatas and certain traditions are full of Yoga Shastra. Do this, don't do that, do this way, do Upasana, do Puja, do Vrata, do Niyamas. Most of the Sampradayas are confined to that only in India. They take Mantra Diksha from us, do our Tikka, do Puja daily. They don't go beyond that. They just talk of some religious life. Spirituality they don't talk. And people are also not ready. So, Upanishads have less Yoga Shastra. Here and there somewhere you have to find it out. Though these mantras we saw, and I talked about Yoga Shastra, but Tatparya is not Yoga Shastra. Is Tatparya is, you are Ishvara, you are Hiranyagarbha, you are Virat. That's a Tatparya. Simple as that. And it will come tomorrow. Yataschodeti suryasta yasmin antam gacchati ityadi tat vidu, etc. So the same Tatparya. But other Shastras, Bhagavad Gita and other texts are full of Yoga Shastra. Yoga Shastra means anything that prepares you for knowledge. Yoga is by natural connotation, or Rudyartha, by popular meaning, is construed as asana pranyama, meditation. Not yama niyama asana. Asana pranyama, meditation. It's American Western yoga. But yoga means yujyate anena, anything that prepares you for knowledge. Thereby you are connected to knowledge. Yujyate gnanena anena saha. You are united, you are connected to knowledge through this. Therefore it is called yoga. So japa is also yoga, upasana is also yoga, yatra is also yoga, seva is also yoga. Anything, puja is yoga, yajna is yoga, anything is yoga. Provided it gives you antakaran shuddhi. Then, if you may work and find out all this, how many verses and shlokas, but it's of no use, it may not be that useful in a sense, which means one employs depends upon his or her background. Her background, both unconscious background and upbringing background. They may like this and the other fellow may like that. And it would be good if they take this from a teacher rather than we putting in a book form.
Well, the book would be for me.
For you, so we can work out on that. Gita is the best Yoga Shastra. But the Gita's whole essence, nutshell is anything you do it as a Ishvara Buddhi. Simple as that. And form a habit of doing some upasana, either physical or verbal or mental. That habit should be formed. One has to be regular in doing this. See, our culture, dharma, always emphasized on that. As a Hindu, in fact, this is there in all religion. As a Hindu, child is supposed to do japa from the age of 5. Gayatri Mantra. Now people don't know anything. That's another problem, Kali Yuga. But you have to do from day one. No break. That too twice a day. Thrice. But at least twice a day, japa is the best thing to do. And physical puja. Some Ishtadevata puja. That this sampradayas advocate. So many sampradayas are there, modern sampradayas who don't know Gita and don't teach Gita. They even don't know what is Hindu dharma. And they claim that we are Hindu. To be Hindu, you should be. Moolam is like Bible to a Christian, Quran to a Muslim, our Moolam is Vedas. And that means Upanishad and Gita. People don't know. Sampradaya fellows have their own book. Some Swami, some Guru who is elevated to Bhagavan by themselves. He wrote something, all primary nursery books they talk. Nursery level advice they give, but they have millions of devotees. Because there is a trot of thinking people. Rationale is missing. And people invest emotions in religion, so they are not ready to listen because of emotional investment. When you want to study or know Dharma, you should be open. That is called cognitive honesty, which people don't have. That cognitive honesty is clouded by emotional investment. If you compare these two things, in the 6th chapter, though it is called Dhyana Yoga, and they translate yoga of meditation. Dhyana is not meditation anyway. But English doesn't have a depth, language doesn't have depth as Sanskrit. So you have no option but to translate as meditation. In that chapter, number of verses talking about meditation. Chapter has 48 verses. Number of verses talking about actual meditation is direct lean is 3 or 3. Maximum you can say 8, somewhere here and there some meditation. Rest of them is meditator. And last section of 8 or 10 verses is about neither of them yoga brashtaha. The fellow who couldn't he couldn't pursue through the end and left the journey for whatever reason, half the way, half, quarter, third or 10%, 80%, whatever. So, rest of the verses is meditator. Meditator means certain attitudes and certain lifestyle. It is very much impacting. And whole Gita also, though there is we say, Om Tat Sat with Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam, then there are 2 words, Upanishad and Brahma Vidya. Correct? There is only one word, Yoga Shastre, but it is reverse. 2:1. Actual verses about Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastra is 1:2. And it may not be even 1:2. It may be 7:3. Brahma Vidya 3 and that 7. Like whole first chapter is indirect Yoga Shastra. Second chapter, beginning verses is background. Only 11 to 20th verses, 11 to 26th is Brahma Vidya. That 4 verses are general, Vyavarika, you should fight. 30 to 39 is creating a maximum, you can say up to 30. 30 to 39 is creating a bhumika for Yoga Shastra. 39 he clearly says 2 division, Esha te Bhita Sankhya Buddhir Yoget Vimamsunu, etc. And 40 onwards it is Yoga Shastra up to 52. And 53 onwards it is a Brahma Vidya, Siddha Purush. But so many chapters there is no mention of Brahma Vidya. What? Gunatraya Vibhaga. Hardly 2-3 shlokas. 14th chapter. 16th chapter is Daivasur Sampatti. There is also few verses. 17th chapter is the 16th Devasur Shraddhat. 17th, that also is Yoga Shastra. 18 so many Yoga Shastras. 11th chapter is all Yoga Shastra. 10th is what? Mahima. More is Yoga Shastra. Saddhatre Vibhaga Yoga now or something, 17th. So a lot of Yoga Shastra talked about for preparing the mind. First 6-7 chapters from 2nd to 7th, there is a lot of Brahma Vidya, Atma, compared to other chapters. 8th chapter is only Gati Agati, whole chapter, where you go and how the Jivatmas goes. 9th, there is a Brahma Vidya. 10th is a Vibhuti, glory. That is also Yoga Shastra. So much is Yoga. Very little Brahma Vidya. Therefore, in Vedanta class, you find very little audience. No, I'm seriously telling you. Hardly people don't have subtlety. Everywhere you go, you can't expect hundreds and thousands of people in Vedanta. Never. It's a private dream that Vedanta has become missionary. Can never. It is like PhD. We are PhD teachers. In PhD you don't have number, you hardly 2 digit, maximum 2 digit. Otherwise 1 digit only. But more if you talk in the school level, even in Gujarat, school level there are 43 lakh students.
4.3 million.
4.3 million. Maybe the population of half the country. Japan. How much is the population? Japan?
Japan.
Total population?
100.
He is also guessing.
100 million.
100 million.
Roughly.
Are you sure?
10 crore.
Plus maybe a little bit.
Pardon?
Getting less and less now,
Ah.
yeah.
And how many islands?
Many, but big ones,
No, it's
5.
big one is 5, but I think it is some 800 plus.
Oh yeah, even including all
Ah.
these small ones, yeah, a lot, many.
How many? 800,
Not
900?
that many, but like a couple hundred, I think. Yeah.
You divide that, 110 million to those couple of islands. Nothing. Nothing. All scattered. And more so short people, hardly you see them because when you go to farm, you don't see them. And it's so quiet. Japanese fellow, if he comes here, will go crazy. And I want him to stay in your rooms in a marriage season. Every day, loud sound is blowing. Still it is disturbing.
Nothing disturbs my sleep.
Yes. Huh? Yeah. So you just call up after 10. If they do, you call police. Just call 100, number is 100, and tell them, okay, we are in ashram. You have to look, they will send a mobile van. It's a second ring road. And the restaurant right behind you is second wife.
Restaurant name.
If it is a wife, it cannot be second in Hindu. It is only, and if it is second wife, it is not Hindu, it is Muslim. But all are Hindus. I mean, nowadays people want new name. I asked him, what's the concept? Swamiji, we want to provide food like home. This fellow went to hotel and asked, okay, what are the items available and how is the food? The waiter got so excited. It's a 3-star restaurant. Sir, it is exactly like home. And all you get home, you get here. He got up and walked away. So second wife is the wrong name. One fellow went to hotel and started, he gave order but couldn't eat. The parents said, "Sir, why are you not eating?" "I can't eat. I need some therapy, then I can eat." "Sir, what can I do?" So he gave 100 rupees. "Do as I said." He said, "I will do 100 rupees. Sit here and start quarreling with me. Then only I will." My wife is very cantankerous. So every day she picks up the issue when I go for lunch from the factory and dinner time also. So she is now on a vacation and I am not feeling comfortable how to eat without that. So you please do that. Anyway, the second wife is a wrong name. So tell them near second wife. They will locate. Second ring road, second wife. In Munchka. You just call, they will come. You know what happened? 3-4 months ago I tightened them. They're still physically afraid of us. So we just stopped. But for last 3-4 months, we are not here. Neither me or Mataji is busy and I hardly must have stayed for December, January, February, not more than 8-9 days. And then 2 days. So they got a window to start. And that's how it got restarted. But still, if you call up police and police tells from ashram, they know. If Japanese comes here, mukta. Last time I requested them during my 4th visit, I said I want to travel through villages. I want to live in a village, in a typical Japanese house, with a wooden sliding door, sleeping down, sitting down, a typical wooden tumbler to bath and all that. So, he drove, Toshi drove me to villages. No noise. You feel as though you have come to a place where it is not inhabited by anybody. All quiet. Therefore, I said they will go crazy if they come here. In every house, the best thing, culture-wise, Japan is number 1. Every house across the Japan I traveled, car will never be parked facing wall. It will be like that. Shoes will never be put facing the wall. You all put here, and Indian people don't put properly also. They will always be like this, out. Whole Japan. In a village also. And every house and every shop, small shop in Tokyo market, they will have flowers. 2-3 flower pots and variety of flower, everywhere. And the flower, there is a value for it. So flower pots are so beautiful. All designs. I really felt like picking up few from outside. Nobody bothered. It will be like outside. If you keep outside, pot will go, everything will go. But they just live every house. In Tokyo, small, like our panwala shops, in India. But that type of shop also have something. 2-3 flower pots outside. If nothing but at least hanging. No space, they will hang. And make it excellent. Yes, one more question we can have.
Swami, can you shed light on Pran Pratishtha?
See, though we use Pran Pratishtha, it is in secondary sense. Pran Pratishtha of Bhagavan in temple. Now in the Kathopnishad itself there is a mantra, Urdhvam pranamannayati apanam pratyakasyati madhe vamanam asinam vishve deva upasati. This breathing in and out like the valve of an ironsmith, the traditional Damana, is going on here. Someone is pumping out the air and someone is sucking the air. Who is doing? That Madhya, that Hriday Gufa, Vamana, Ishvara is sitting. It is he who does. It is Ishvara who gives us prana. Who are we to give him prana? There is no prana pratishtha. It is prana manifestation. Right? But then pratishtha is true. Like unless there is a prana in this body, body will not be sentient. So in that vigraha, idol, you infuse prana, then it becomes light. Correct? So now live we say, but it is also not live. Therefore I said can't be prana pratishtha. Because our Ishvara is not sitting in heaven. We don't say God sitting in heaven created the world. Most of the religion except Hindu religion, even sampradayas, some loka Bhagavan ka dham mein hai, udhar बैठा hai, and when you die he will send a chartered flight for you. They have this belief, this childish belief. How many chartered flights he will keep? So many keep dying. He can't sell the flights for everybody. Going to lokas, all that. And once you go, you come back. It's as simple as that. Anything achieved in time T1 will perish in time T2, full stop. Simple. And you cannot achieve infinity. Infinity is. You cannot create infinity. They don't understand. And people follow. Bhagavan is everywhere. That's what Satyam Gnanam Anantam. But even though everywhere, I don't have that wisdom to recognize him everywhere. Wise people see Ishavasam Idam Sarvam. Like Tulsidas' statement, Siya Ramamay Jagajan. He sees the whole world as manifestation of Siya Ram. Or our Narasimha Mehta, Akhila Brahmandama Ekatam. So you are the only alone in the entire creation. That they see, but I don't see. When there is ignorance, you see duality. When there is ignorance, there is a Veda, mine, yours, etc. So we invoke him so that you manifest in such a way that I recognize you. Exactly like here only, all TV channels are there. Indian TV, Zee TV, and Star TV, and India TV, and all TVs are there. Disney World and games are there, sports, every channel. And nowadays American channel, Netflix and those and others. Netflix and there is another one also too. No? Huh? Prime Video. Netflix and Prime Videos are there. But the frequency is such that our eyes and ears cannot catch that frequency. Their frequency has to be reduced to the level of capacities of our sense organs. Animals will catch. They have ears of different frequencies to catch. They smell. They have nose which can catch different items. From a distance they smell. You know, when the lions and tigers make a prey, other animals come, scavengers, birds and all, they have frequency. So you require a set-up box to reduce the frequency, and manifestly you require a TV set. So Pranapratishtha is like that. Ishvara, you are everywhere, but you manifest the way I can see you. 99.99% can see Bhagavan, can accept Bhagavan, only on two grounds. And therefore, two primary Shaktis are involved, technically invoked, called Anugraha Shakti and Nigraha Shakti. People go to temple or place of worship, any religion, there all the prayers have only two objectives. One, I am in distress. I have problems. What problem is subjective? But I am in distress. Oh Bhagavan, I have filled up this tender and see that it passes. Oh Bhagavan, I am working and increments are due, see that I get it. Oh Bhagavan, they are distributing tickets, see that I get it. Nowadays politicians, today also afternoon one guy came. It is your name only. I am about to fix. Swamiji, he brought some fruits. Your daughter has sent. All throughout the year, it doesn't bother me. But oh Bhagavan, see that my name comes in the ticket. I get ticket. Oh Bhagavan, my daughter is not getting married because there is nobody like me who can be fooled by, she is exactly like her mother. And so, get me married. All kinds of things people ask. Student will ask for some passing exams or good marks, something. Technically, in Gita's jargon, they are called artaha. Second category is I have, but I want more. Bhagavan, I have a car, but it's only Maruti. Can I buy Honda or Toyota? At least middle segment. I have this Maruti of 3-4 lakhs only. The 7 lakhs or 7.5, 8 lakhs Toyota is good. It is a small SUV. See that I make profit. I have money, but little more. Artharthi. I am happy. Things are good. My son is doing well. He already got admission in general medicine. But Bhagavan, let him get in neuro extra. Artharthi. 99.99 are that. So Shakti invoked is what? Anugraha, Nigraha Shakti. Nigraha of what? This fellow is in distress because of his papas. Purva Janma Papa or this Janma Papa. So that has to be controlled, Nigraha. Papa Nigraha. I have happiness a little short. I want little more. So Nigraha Shakti. Give me more. Anugraha Shakti. Nigraha, Anugraha Shakti. જેને યાદ કરે કોણ કરે છે. So we invoke that because devotees come for that. Nobody comes asking, hey Bhagavan, give me self-knowledge. I want moksha. And that is a list or almost nil. I just love you and I have come to you. No agenda. That is a wise person. So, during Prana Pratishtha, these Shaktis are invoked. Which temple is popular? Where these prayers are answered. So that Vigraha becomes live. It is subtle communication. It is more than 5G. Only devotee knows what he asked, and only that Bhagavan knows what he asked, and he gets it. That Shraddha in his heart is implanted by God. Somebody may go to Ganesha temple.
Someone may go to some Shiva temple. Someone may go to some Hanuman temple. And all local devatas. Or somebody go to Ambaji's temple, Ambaji Mata, then Sai Baba, now neo devatas. Sai Baba, modern devatas. You may go to Sai Baba. It's all subjective. Because their Anugrah Nigra works. Now when you do Pran Pratishtha, it is not enough to do Pran Pratishtha. It is like Yagnopavitam. It is not enough to give Yagnopavitam. It is important to do Gayatri daily. It is, our Hindi movies have taught that it is your birthright to fall in love. In your generation, you never knew to. Nobody thought of seeking their own partner. You know, all of you. Father would decide and you will get married. They taught us. And the Hindi movie teaches something more. Anything is to be sacrificed to get the beloved. दुनिया की ऊंधी छत्ती नहीं जाए फना फातिया कर दो पर प्रेमी को लेकर रहना. It's good. Shows intensity of love. And then they got married and lived happily forever. These are contradictory statements. To live happily, you have to make home. Marriage is a vow that we shall make home. Making home means you feel home, at homeness, relaxed. So merely building temple and Pran Pratishtha is not enough. Every day acharas needs to be followed. Shuchi needs to be maintained. Then it becomes alive. Okay. Fortunately, I don't know whether you know the story. These guys, I think, were witness. You were there. You sat in that Pratishtha. Yes, they are witness. Bapuwad also was there, both of them. We did Pran Pratishtha in 2002. And the last vidhi is to show the mirror. You open the eyes, it's called Netra Unmilanam, or if it is eyes are already open, Anjan Shalaka. You apply those, that's what you call in English. Kajal, in English I'm telling. You know that kajal, the black thing. So you open the eyes. When you do that, you have to show the mirror. You can't stand. And because the power. And Bhagavan sees himself and takes back. The mirror broke in the hands of Pujya Swamiji in 2002. In South, there is a tradition and which is proper. Every 12th year, you have to perform all the rituals again for all kinds of omissions and commissions. Human being can make mistakes, deliberately or inadvertently. So you seek pardon and do. So 2019 we did Pran Pratishtha here. And the mirror broke in my hand. So it's a, you can say, and you were also there, yes. And you were there. It gives an validation to us that we have been following proper rituals. And that's what I subjectively feel. People have a different feeling for this temple. Those who come first time, they feel like meditating, they feel like sitting here. Mind automatically becomes quiet and serene when you go to temple. And that is also one of the reasons I don't attend publicity about the temple. Nobody knows. Because somehow people are very indisciplined about religious places. They don't know how to maintain the dignity. Unfortunately, they do all samsaric talks in temple premises. They sit around. It's an insult. In fact, if I am there, even if they are talking, I will tell them, get out. Go out and talk. Nobody should take phone. Even if some urgent phone comes for me, I have never taken sitting in that my chair. Forget about Garbhagruha. I will rush out and take it. And that too I avoid. It's simple. There is a papam. Shastra says it's papam. To talk with somebody in temple and talk samsara is papam. Simple logic I can give. Suppose you got time from Prime Minister. Narendra Modi has given you time. And at the same, you go and sit there, and some other guy also has given same time because they had gone to discuss some business, the economic issue, and Narendra Modi had called 3-4 experts, but you didn't know. Oh, you are there. How are you? Meeting after a long time. How is the business going on? And that Modi keeps sitting and watching. It's an insult to the head of the state. Modi is nothing like even a nail for Bhagwan. In his presence, people talk in temple. Raja di Raja. Akhila Brahmandi Dipati, the king of all Brahmanda. Why should you talk? People don't maintain. And they sit and children keep running around. All kinds of looseness. You may not notice, but I tell him, this sitting thing outside, down below, was done just 8-9 years ago. I kept nothing. I would never allow anyone to sit in the temple nor down below. Darshan karke jao. And my trustees and devotees prevailed. You like to sit, and then I made it. It's another headache. Because people keep watching YouTube and sit here. Watching WhatsApp videos and sit here. So, even if I come to see, I'll tell driver, usko nikalo. There is a standing instruction. If you find anybody sitting more than 10 minutes with that, kick him out. And they keep watching the shoes. Anybody has gone up and doesn't come back in 10 minutes, they will go up to kick that fellow out. Because fellows and fellies come together. And they get so much quietude, they sit in the veranda outside, they can talk. It is not for talking, idiots. It is not a garden. I really get irritated. People don't understand the decorum. And the clothes also they wear. The most painful thing is they will, in the mornings, they come in their track suit, walking suit, cycling suit. You can make out that this is a Prabhata Darshanam, Mangala Arti. This fellow has not taken bath. Come in temple. And some guys have audacity to tell. When they tell, I say, kya bolu is idiot ko. Swamiji, I go to this temple every day. I wonder, you are living here and you go there. So while going to office, you drive through. No, every morning. Morning? So we go for a walk. And all of us decided it is 1.75 kilometers. We have to walk 3.5 kilometers. So we go there, take darshan and come back. Byproduct. Even now so many people come. They tell us, Swamiji is there, we want to meet. And then they'll call me. Swamiji so and so has come. Now I train people. Ask him, has he taken time? Was such person, they said, I was just passing by. I said, let me meet Swami. I was in Navra better. I am not sitting idle. And even if I am sitting idle, I have lot to think. I am thinking, Bhagavan, why should I waste time with you? You want to spend time with me. There is no creative, you don't want to learn Shastra from me. People just are casual in going to Swamis and going to temples. And they come in shorts in the morning. Hindus are really. Never learned. That's one thing I have to accept in synagogues also. I have gone to few synagogues, even Manhattan synagogue. I have been there twice. I have stayed there for 3-4 hours. We went to US and agency took us, American Jewish community. They maintain decorum. Though they go with the shoes and suit, but there is some decorum. Church and synagogue. And masjid, not much. They talk and chit chat in masjid, but still they pray. मेरा भारत महान. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय